Welcome back to another foods video. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite desserts of all time, the rhubarb square. The rhubarb square has a delicious shortbread bottom, rhubarb filling, and an awesome meringue top. It goes together so well, and I only get to make it a couple of times a year because it's almost never in season. This recipe comes from one of my favorite cookbooks, which is a cookbook that I got from a cafe that I used to work at almost 15 years ago. They make sandwiches way better than Subway, but they also make really delicious desserts. So if you get to make these rhubarb squares, I hope you really enjoy them because they're awesome. Anyways, thanks for joining me today. See you later. So like always, we're going to start with our ingredients mise en place, or everything measured out and set into place, so it's going to be really easy for us to cook today. Alright, now if you really want my advice, make sure you don't start baking without a nice hot cup of tea, because it is going to make your whole cooking experience so much more enjoyable. So I just want to explain to you here how to preserve rhubarb so it stays nice and stiff and it doesn't get floppy in the fridge. Now this rhubarb I picked about 3 days ago and it's still just as fresh as the day I picked it. And the reason for that is because I got a piece of wet paper towel and some tin foil, and I wrapped up my rhubarb in the wet paper towel and the tin foil so that it stayed really nice and crisp in the fridge, and it didn't lose the moisture it had when it got picked. So start with a nice large bowl, add your sifter, flour for the crust, and your sugar, and then we're just going to sift it. I'm going to cube up my butter and add it to my flour and sugar mixture, and then using a pastry blender, which is this little device here, or a fork if you don't have one, you're going to blend in, cut up your little chunks of butter until they become a crumb-like consistency. When your mixture looks something like this, when it has a nice crumb mixture, you're going to grab a 9x12 lasagna pan and you're going to pour the mixture into the pan, spread it out evenly, and then just lightly push it down. I'm barely using any force here because all of my fillings and toppings are going to go on top of this, so I don't want it to be very packed down, otherwise I'll have a really dense shortbread bottom here. So just lightly pack it into place, make sure it's all even around the edges, make sure you're happy with it, and then you're going to put this into the oven for 10 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Using the excellent knife skills you've already learned, wrap your hand around the handle of the knife, pinch the blade, make sure you do not put your finger on the top of the blade, and then you're going to chop the rhubarb using the rock chop method. Into chunks about this size. Next, you're going to separate all of your egg whites and your egg yolks, because we're going to use the yolk for the filling and we're going to use the egg white for the meringue topping. So make sure you really carefully separate the egg whites and the egg yolks. Using a whisk, you're going to beat up your egg yolks, add your sugar to the mixture, add 1 cup of milk, and this little carton of milk was already a cup, so I didn't have to measure it, and stir that together, and then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of flour. Now, the trick to this recipe is if you're using fresh rhubarb, you only need to use a 1/4 cup, but if you're using frozen rhubarb, it has extra moisture in it and you need to balance that out with a little bit of extra flour, so you're going to add an extra 1/4 cup to this filling. Now we're going to add my rhubarb, and I'm going to stir that together with a wooden spoon, because as you could see, the rhubarb chunks get caught in the whisk if I try to do it with the whisk. All right, so my shortbread base just came out of the oven. It has a very, very light golden color to it, but not too much. Now I'm going to take my filling and I'm going to add that to the base, because this is a layered dish, and I'm going to spread that over the base so it's nice and even and so it cooks evenly. So make sure you have your rhubarb really evenly distributed, and then we're going to put this back into the oven for 40 more minutes. Using a stand mixer or a hand mixer, make sure you have a clean bowl that you've just washed. Add your egg whites, and we're going to start beating them until they have stiff peaks for our meringues. So my meringue is about halfway done here. I've made sure that there is absolutely no oil in this mixture because I want it to work really well. And egg yolks have oil in them, so we need to make sure that there's 0 egg yolks in our egg white mixture. And we also need to make sure that our bowl is really, really clean in order to have a successful meringue. So I know that I'm about halfway done when I kind of use a spoon in the meringue and it holds its shape. And now I'm going to really, really, really slowly add the sugar. And I'm going to add it super slowly so I don't lose this lovely stiff shape of my meringue. So my meringue has been whipping for a couple minutes now. I was super careful to really, really slowly add the sugar. And there's 2 ways that I know my meringue is done right now. Firstly, look at how stiff those peaks are. I can really mold and shape this meringue. The second way I know it's done is if I take a little bit of the meringue in between my 2 fingers and I rub it like this, I don't feel any sugar granules. That means that the sugar has dissolved into my meringue mixture. So my gorgeous rhubarb squares just came out of the oven. They've got this lovely browning on the top, and I'm going to add my meringue topping to the top of my rhubarb squares and spread it out nice and evenly. When you have your meringue on the top of your filling, you can kind of just move your spatula back and forth. If you want to make any cool designs on the top of your meringue, now is the time to do it. My rhubarb squares just came out of the oven and they look gorgeous. I am so happy with them. The meringue turned out so well, and it has such a lovely golden color, which is definitely what I want. It's puffed up a little bit, which is good. I'm not going to serve this for another 3 hours. I want it to cool on the counter for about 2 hours, and then I want to keep it in the fridge for another hour, and then I'm going to serve it. Rhubarb squares should really be totally cool before you serve them, and then they'll stay good in the fridge for 2 or 3 days, so you've got a while to eat them yet.